Bender told me this list was pointless. He said, and I am quoting directly, "Meatbags waste money because they deserve to waste money, and no video is going to fix 1,000 years of terrible decisions." Then he went back to his 6 streaming subscriptions, his motivational course about maximizing robot potential, and his gym membership he has visited exactly once. I watched this happen in real time. I took notes. This video is those notes. Here are 10 things that are quietly, politely, and very effectively emptying your wallet while you nod along. Not coffee, not eating out. You are allowed to be a person who enjoys existing. This list is for the things that feel responsible and are not. Let's go. 1. The insurance you never use. Let me be very specific here because this one requires nuance, and I am a person capable of nuance when the situation demands it. I am not talking about all insurance. I am talking about the insurance you pay for every single year and statistically never touch. Here's the math I did on myself. In the year 3000, I was paying 18,000 credits a year for a comprehensive health plan. Sounds responsible. Feels responsible. I walked past the payment confirmation every month, feeling like a financially mature adult. Then I counted how many times I actually used it. In 5 years, twice. One was a minor thing that cost 3,000 credits out of pocket. One was a checkup that was free anyway. I paid 90,000 credits over 5 years. I got back maybe 3,000 in actual value. That is not insurance. That is a subscription to peace of mind that I never actually felt. Now, and this is important, if you get sick, often, if you have a family with children, if your body is aggressively trying to return to the universe, do the actual math. Count how many times you visited a doctor last year. Multiply by what a private clinic visit actually costs. Compare that to your annual premium. 3 or fewer real medical visits a year and you have a good private clinic nearby? Run the numbers. The answer might be uncomfortable. It was for me. I am still slightly angry about it. 2. Streaming services, all of them simultaneously. I had 6 streaming subscriptions running at the same time. I was watching 1, occasionally 2. The other 4 were billing me monthly with the quiet confidence of services that know you will never get around to canceling. In the year 3000, there is a museum exhibit, different wing from the Forgotten Trials exhibit I mentioned before, dedicated entirely to streaming services that billed people for years after they stopped watching. The exhibit is called The Passive Drain. It is in the same building as the Economic Disaster section, next to the Tulip Bubble display. Here is the one practical thing I will tell you that nobody else says. The moment you sign up for a streaming service, cancel it immediately, same day. That day, before you forget. If you actually use it, it will bill you again next month when you resubscribe. If you do not use it, you just saved yourself 12 months of charges for something you would have forgotten existed. This works. I tested it. It feels wrong and slightly paranoid. It is also correct. One streaming service at a time, rotate if you want variety, cancel before the trial ends. These companies are not your friends. They are extremely good at being forgettable while remaining expensive. 3. Brand name clothes as a personality. I wore a red jacket for 25 years. Same jacket. It cost a normal amount of money. It kept me warm. It did not fall apart. In the year 2001, someone I knew bought a jacket for $600. Very recognizable logo. We were both warm. We were both wearing jackets. The only functional difference was that he had 560 fewer dollars. The markup on a logo is not paying for quality. It is paying for the privilege of advertising a company for free. Some of the best clothing in your era comes from small local brands importing from the same factories as the big names. Same fabric, different label. A fraction of the price, find those. Buy fewer things, buy things that last. 4. New gadgets on schedule. The difference between a 2-year-old phone and a new one is, in real daily use, almost completely undetectable. The camera is marginally better. The texts arrive with identical speed. You are not buying an upgrade. You are buying the feeling of something new. That feeling costs $800 to $1,200 every 2 years. Over a decade, $6,000 to a company that was already extremely profitable. Use devices until they genuinely stop working. 4 to 5 years minimum. Or, if you cannot resist, sell the old one first and buy the new one. Your net cost drops to $100 to $200. You stay current. You stop bleeding. 9 unnecessary upgrades too late. I learned this. 5. The lottery and everything that looks like it. I am going to tell you the actual odds of winning a major lottery jackpot. Roughly 1 in 300 million. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning twice while simultaneously being attacked by a shark while holding a winning scratch card. I bought lottery tickets for years. Not many. Just occasionally. Just when the jackpot was big. Just when it seemed like this time there was a real chance. There was never a real chance. That is the design. That is the product. The product is not a lottery ticket. The product is the feeling of possibility for 3 days while you imagine what you would do with the money. That feeling costs $2 to $5 per experience. But here is the modern version that is somehow even more efficient at extracting money. The Instagram giveaway. The like and subscribe and tag 3 friends to win post. The donation to a streamer in exchange for a chance at something. The in-app purchase for a random reward. In the year 3000, we classify all of these under one category, monetized hope. You are paying for the chance. The chance does not materialize. You pay again. The psychology is identical to the lottery. The delivery method is more convenient. The house always wins. If the odds are not clearly stated, the odds are not in your favor. Walk away. 6. The motivational course that will change your life. I have bought several of these. I know the specific feeling. A charismatic person explains why you are not where you want to be, and then tells you that for $400 you will receive the knowledge that changes everything. The testimonials are compelling. The before and after photographs are dramatic. You buy it. You watch the first 3 modules. You feel motivated. You do not finish it. The thing that was going to change your life sits in a folder in your downloads somewhere. I am not saying learning is not worth paying for. Learning is absolutely worth paying for. Knowledge is one of the few things that genuinely compounds over time. What I am saying is this. There is a difference between paying for information and paying for the feeling of progress without the actual progress. A motivational course that gives you energy for 4 days and then fades is the latter. What is actually worth paying for? A subscription to someone who is genuinely operating in your field right now, giving you real current information on a regular schedule. Someone in finance who is analyzing actual markets weekly. Someone in your industry who is sharing what is working today, not 3 years ago. That person is worth a monthly subscription if the information saves you money or makes you more effective. The difference is ongoing value versus a one-time feeling. Pay for ongoing value. Be suspicious of the feeling. 7. The gym membership you own but do not use. January. Every January, the gym fills up. People arrive with new shoes and genuine intention. By February, the shoes are still new. By March, the gym is back to the regulars. The monthly membership costs somewhere between $40 and $140, depending on the gym. If you go 4 times a month, you're paying $10 to $35 per visit. If you go once a month, you're paying $40 to $140 for one visit. Here's the thing no gym wants you to know. Some gyms charge per visit. It seems more expensive per session. It is often dramatically cheaper if you're not going every week. If you are an honest 1 to 2 times a week person, calculate the actual cost per visit before you commit to the monthly model. In the year 3000, there was briefly a trend of radical honesty in gym marketing. Gyms were legally required to display the average number of visits per member per month alongside the monthly price. The average was 2.3. The membership prices dropped significantly almost immediately. The law was quietly repealed within 18 months. Interesting. If you genuinely go 3 or more times per week, the monthly membership is excellent value. If you are aspirationally a person who goes to the gym, but actually a person who goes to the gym sometimes, run the math on pay-per-visit. 8. Food delivery without thinking. Food delivery is not automatically bad. Food delivery is occasionally brilliant. The problem is food delivery without awareness. The delivery fee on a $15 meal is sometimes $8. You are paying 53% extra for the convenience of not going to get it yourself. On top of a tip, on top of a service fee, on top of a small order fee because your total was not high enough, that $15 meal just became $28 for the same food that you are eating alone on your couch, which is a completely valid life choice, but you should know what it costs. Here's what actually makes sense. Most delivery platforms have evening promotions, specific hours where delivery fees drop to 0 or near 0, times when restaurants are pushing volume. If you are going to order, order then. The difference between ordering at 7 p.m. versus 9 p.m. can be $6 to $8 on the same meal. Over a month of regular ordering, that is real money. Also, check the actual item, prices on the delivery app, versus what the restaurant charges in person. Some restaurants charge 15% more on the app to cover platform fees. You are sometimes paying a premium on the base price before the delivery fee even appears. Order when the promotions run. Check the actual item prices. Consider the total cost before you confirm. Not every time. Sometimes it is Tuesday and you're tired, and $28 for dinner delivered to your door is entirely worth it. But know what you are paying for. 9. The wedding debt. Okay, I need to be careful here because this is personal. There is a woman. Her name is Leela. One eye. The other is fine. The one she has is just... Look, the point is, she is extraordinary. I have been in love with her since approximately the year 2000, and she has spent the same period of time being very patient with me while I figure out how to be a person worth being in love with. We have discussed weddings, in the abstract, in the way that two people discuss things when one of them is hoping the conversation leads somewhere and the other one is remaining carefully non-committal. And here is what I know about weddings after 1,000 years of watching humans spend money. The average wedding costs between $25,000 and $40,000. A significant portion of couples finance some or all of this. They begin their shared life with a debt that will take years to pay off for a single day. Now, here is the nuance. Because I am a person of nuance, the guests exist. And the guests, if you have invited the right guests, people who understand the occasion, people who have actual income, people who are not just there for the free food, will bring gifts. And those gifts, if you have planned correctly and communicated clearly, can cover a significant portion of what you spent, sometimes more. I have seen this math work out positively. $30,000 in, $40,000 in gifts, net positive $10,000, and you have a marriage and a down payment on a used car. This is not impossible. It requires knowing your guests, having a gift registry that allows cash contributions, and being realistic about who is actually coming to this event. But it requires calculation before commitment, not after. If your guest list is full of broke 22-year-olds with good intentions and empty wallets, the math does not work. If your guest list includes established family members, successful friends, people who understand that a wedding gift is a financial gesture, the math can work very differently. Do the actual calculation before you book the venue. before you hire the photographer, before you commit to the open bar. I am going to marry Leela someday. I have run the numbers 17 times. The spreadsheet is very thorough. She does not know about the spreadsheet. This is probably fine. Here is the summary. I have wasted money on all 9 of these. Some of them I wasted for decades. Some of them I wasted after I had already learned the lesson once, because apparently 1,000 years of sleep does not fully cure the human tendency to repeat financial mistakes. The pattern across all 9 is the same. The cost is distributed in small amounts across time. Nothing feels like a disaster in the moment. The total, when you eventually calculate it, is a disaster. Insurance you are not using, thousands a year going nowhere. Streaming services you forgot existed, $40 to $80 a month for things you are not watching. Logos on clothes, hundreds of dollars per item for the privilege of free advertising. Gadgets on schedule, $6,000 a decade for marginally better cameras. Lottery and its digital descendants. The house always wins. Motivation without information. $400 per folder you never open. Unused gym. Up to $140 a month for the feeling of being someone who goes to the gym. Delivery fees without awareness. 50% premiums on food you could have gotten cheaper with 5 minutes of planning. Wedding debt, without the math, starting a shared life in a hole. And the new car, which deserves its own video, the smell cost me $231,000 in future wealth. It was an incredible smell. Still not worth it. None of these are catastrophic alone. Together, they are the reason most people feel like they are working hard and going nowhere. Stop bleeding slowly. Start here. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Bender just paid for 6 streaming subscriptions, a motivational course about maximizing robot potential, 2 lottery tickets, and a gym membership he has visited once. He says he is very financially disciplined and has no idea where his money goes. I have some theories. Don't be Bender. And Leela, if you are somehow watching this, the spreadsheet is very comprehensive. I have accounted for every variable. The math is extremely favorable, just something to consider.